Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we just witnessed the gayest UFC title-winning performance in combat sports history. Make no mistake, you thought the Sphere was historic? You thought, what, because they have a big television screen, that was historic? No. You got to witness history, folks. The challenger was warned by the referee to stop kissing the champion during the fight. That really happened. Merab Dvalishvili was warned to stop kissing Sean O'Malley during the championship rounds of that fight. And folks, I must say, I support it. All right? Is this news? Is this news to anybody? Merab ain't really fucking those girls he's posing with on Instagram. That is clear. Okay? Maybe he moved from Georgia for some other reasons. Now I'm really fucking around. Just kidding. Merab Dvalishvili turns in one of the most bizarre performances we've seen against a flat sugar Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley was like when you shake up the Coca-Cola, right? You leave it out for a couple days, and then you sip it. Oh, flat. No pop. And it was too bad because the fight, Henry Cejudo tweets 50-45. No. The judges' scorecards were 47-46. You know what that means? That means it was 3 rounds to 2. Sean O'Malley won the 3rd round. Sean O'Malley definitely won the 5th round. So it came down to that 1st round, which was pretty close. Merab won. That's not what I'm saying. But it was on damage-based scoring. That fight was not that dominant for Merab. Merab pretty much was hitting takedowns and threatening with like some chokes and talking to Sugar Sean's corner, kissing him on the neck. It was gay. It was a gay fight. And we love that. We want to be happy. And some of us want to be homosexual, and that's fine. What was not fine was the fact that you could hear a rat piss on cotton at some of the moments in that fight. Merab did not elect to do a lot of damage and was only topped by Valentina Shevchenko's performance against Alexa Grasso. And that their trilogy is really special. That thing from Amazon always talks to me when I say Grasso's first name. That fight now, Bob Iger was there from Disney, Jeff Bezos, guy who made Amazon, was there. They had some heavy hitters cage side. Not the showcase you want to show them, right? You had a lot of people watching the sport for the first time. Maybe not the first time, we're probably past that, but engaging in the sport who are not regulars, watching the Sphere card, not the co-main and main event performances you wanted, So I saw them dancing afterwards. They got the elbows up and the feet doing they're doing that's the European lean like a cholo. That's what they got going on over there, And I commented, I was like, how to celebrate after being given the biggest spotlight in combat sports history and putting the audience to sleep. They robbed those fuckers. People paid their mortgage for 6 months just to get a seat in that arena. All for Valentina to just squeeze She's Alexa Grasso. She just hung on to her. Which, it worked. I mean, can you fault her? Yeah. But, she needed that win. She was not going to get another crack at Alexa Grasso. And it's gone sideways before. She was winning that first fight. Probably could have been one and done with Alexa if it wasn't for her throwing that spinning back kick and Alexa doing a beautiful job capitalizing, hitting that rear naked strangle. It's like a face crank. She just cranks her jaw into the neck. It's a nice squeeze. Diego Lopes was happy to see that shit. She knew that she needed the victory and she would never see Alexa Grasso again if she didn't get it. So she found a way to win. Okay? It would have not been so bad if it wasn't for Merab's bizarre performance. Merab was hopping around like a rabbit. Merab was 5 feet away plus from Sugar Sean a lot of the early rounds. It was really weird. But it did win him the title. He learned from watching Aljamain Sterling lunge, extend himself, Manuel Torres style. Oh, God, we got to talk about that one too, don't we? Towards O'Malley. And he did not want to get picked off like that. So he decided to just kind of make nothing happen on the feet and then just, blitz in with a takedown. And I'll tell you what, Sugar Sean, his wrestling looked worse than ever. I mean, compared to how he wrestled with Petr Yan, how he wrestled with Aljamain, how he was able to even just implement, distance and timing. He was not doing that to Merab. He was having a lot of trouble. And when Merab would get to his legs, his reactions were, let's just face it, bad. He had a bad night. And what did his corner do, right? Because when your fighter is out there spacing out, when Leon Edwards is out there just not, being lethargic against Kamaru Usman, what did his corner do? They freaked out. They're like, Leon, we this is your life right now. This is it. $1 million on the line, career on the line. What the fuck are you gonna do? You got 15 minutes left. You got 10 minutes left. You got 5 minutes left. What are the strikes that we need? What are the reactions that we need? Did Tim Welsh give him that? No. Tim Welsh was talking to him like they were sipping Mai Tais on the beach. Hey, buddy. Tim Welsh was, hey, buddy. Good job. Hey, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They were chill. It sounded like they were just, hey, that 70s show, Tim Welsh should have just passed him the blunt because that's how he was fighting. No, slap him in the face. Tim, the fucking title's on the line, Tim. Wake up, Tim. Tim, we needed a much more urgent corner. Why are you talking to Merab more than you're talking to Sean? The technical advice was not sufficient. The urgency, not sufficient. Tim Welsh was part of the reason why Sean O'Malley lost. And apparently Sean could use another wrestling coach. Now, I've seen people criticize Tim to the point where they're like, Sean O'Malley needs to change camps. He's hit his ceiling with Tim Welsh. I didn't say any of that stuff. I'm just saying the cornering job I saw was as flat as Sugar Sean's performance was. It went hand in hand. It was I called it a bored performance. It was a bored performance. Now, Sean should be able to outstrike Merab by a long shot. By a long shot. Literally and figuratively. He needs space and distance and timing to do it. Merab was part of the reason why that didn't happen. Again, he fought very bizarre, too far out, too far in, playful, threw O'Malley off for sure. But you saw in the third and especially in the fifth round when Sugar Sean started slamming those front kicks to the body, when he started working, he was able to really rack up damage pretty quickly on Merab. Hurt him to the body. You remember? That was real. Looked real to me. But you know it's just too little too late. So he gave it up, folks. He didn't want it bad enough. He did not fight like his title depended on it. You know? He looked nervous. I love the walkout song. If you are what you say you are, a shooting star, then have no fear, 'cause the camera's here. Sick, bro. Goosebumps. Goosebumps every time I hear that shit. Sean, goosebumps too. He was out there fighting hesitant. And it was too bad to see. So Sugar Sean O'Malley loses it. Henry's going to call out O'Malley. He already did. Adrian, he already did. Adrian, he already did. That was my Rocky impression. That was pretty bad, huh? Adrian. That's better. I think Henry Cejudo versus Sugar Sean makes a lot of sense. Sean O'Malley wants to take 9 months off to smoke pot in Arizona. Come on, dog. You know who else smokes pot in Arizona? Henry Cejudo. Just make the fight. Don't pull an Adesanya on us. Did that work out? Did that work out? It's his prime right now. He's a millionaire. He has an opportunity to make oodles and oodles of money. Sugar Sean O'Malley should fight. And, you know, he deserves some time off. But this idea that he's going to do 9 months? I hope not. I hope he doesn't need that. You know, I think, you know, a month off and hopefully he'll be itching to come back. And there are some fun fights. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Jose Aldo. Count me in. Sean O'Malley versus Davison Figueiredo. Count me in. On the broadcast, Dominic Cruz wanted a piece. Fuck it. You want an O'Malley bounce back fight? I'll pick O'Malley by knockout over Dominic Cruz right now. Old man Dom. Count me in. Why do people want Sandhagen versus O'Malley? Literally the only fight that I don't need to see is Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley. Give me anything else. Henry Cejudo. They got some beef. Henry Cejudo is going to call him Crackhead Barbie. It's funny. Henry Cejudo should be the move. Henry's a freestyle wrestler. Sean wins easy. Brother, after that wrestling performance, you're going to say Sean wins easy? Depends on what O'Malley we get. All right, I'm going to go back. I look like Manuel Torres. Thank you, Hunter. Is that a good thing? Look Mexican? Really? I feel like I look like a gringo. Why is kissing not allowed? It's a fist fight. Finch, Eileen Perez, and Benor are confident picks. You saying Benoit, Saint Denis? Please save me, or am I going to lose my house? Don't bet your house. Okay. First rule of betting: do not bet what you're not willing to lose. Not giving out picks for a card in 2 weeks right now, but I can definitely say that. Brother, no Merab Maldum. The scorecards say different, brother. The scorecards say different. 3 rounds to 2. Merab did amazing. Stop it, Finch. Merab did a fucking... He did not capitalize on the moment. If Merab was landing vicious ground and pound, boom, 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 referee pulls him off. We're talking a completely different... He had the spotlight of spotlights. He has this incredible opportunity. What does he do? He makes us think he's got staph infection before the fight. He's showing people the cut he's got before the fight. He's out here talking to the corner, kissing necks, fucking around instead of trying to finish the fight. He did try to finish the fight with chokes and stuff, but you get my point. He could have been more lethal. He could have done more damage. And so he should have. In the biggest fight in his career, for him to let O'Malley off the hook like that, lose the 5th round like that. No, I'm not letting Merab off the hook. All right. You guys want to talk about the next fight? Let's do it. Valentina Shevchenko got her title back, and it went an awful lot like I told you guys on the last show, didn't it? Everybody and their fucking grandma was picking Alexa Grasso. And I guess there's a stat out there, you get over 35 or 36 and you don't win titles back or whatever. Don't bet on shit like that. It's something to consider, but come on. You got to assess skill for skill. You got to assess who's going to show up on Saturday. And it's still a very, very sharp Valentina Shevchenko with better wrestling than ever. So yeah, it was boring, but she was able to hit takedowns all night like she was doing in the second fight, by the way. And, didn't get rear naked strangled and didn't get caught up boxing. Like, she's really good at pop. That one, she'll just bounce, wait for you. Pop. That one jab she throws is nice. 1-2 every now and then, right? Her problem in the previous fights was brawling with Alexa Grasso. She didn't make that mistake. She's wise. She's learned. So, nice performance by her. We could run through the card real quick. Diego Lopes over Brian Ortega. I bet Diego Lopes money line and bet the over 2.5. Thank goodness Brian Ortega's got a fucking chin and fast recovery because he got rocked early on in that fight and was able to bounce back. So Diego Lopes, exciting as usual. Can we give Diego Lopes a fun fight? By the way, Valentina Shevchenko, Manon Ferro. Let's go. Diego Lopes and who did I have? I had this up. Gonna make me go to the rankings now. UFC rankings. Diego Lopes, there's a fun fight for him. And Volkanovski. Diego Lopes and Alexander Volkanovski, sick. Sign me up. I like it. Sign me up. Diego Lopes, exciting as usual. He's the fucking man. Zellhuber, why did you brawl with Esteban? His corner, this was a good corner job. Eric Nixick of Extreme Couture gave him the right advice. He told Daniel Zellhuber, you can beat this guy by keeping him at the ends of your shots. Fight him technically. You don't need to brawl with him. What does he do? Goes out there, plants his feet, brawls with him, gets clocked, and stays in there because all Ribovics does is throw right hook, left hook, right hook, left hook. Brother, when you have somebody hurt, there are other shots. You could find other shots, man. Really, really, really bad job finding the TKO for Esteban Ribovics. It was fun to watch. I'm sure Gordon Ramsay was having fun watching in the audience. I'm sure Rampage, who was there on Joe Rogan's tickets, he was having fun. But Ribovics should have been able to get him out of there. And his shot selection was horrific. And Daniel Zellhuber, really made a mistake there because I think the better fighter lost. I think Daniel Zellhuber should have been able to win that third round by being conservative and being patient, the way we saw earlier happen with Ignacio Bahamondes Manuel Torres. He knew Manuel Torres was going to come to him. And so if you know the bull's coming to you, be the matador. You can wait on him, counter him, So I think they'll both learn. They're both super fun to watch. Don't mean to hate on the guys. Ronaldo Rodríguez was in a fucking crazy war with Ode Osbourne. Who would have thought Ode would clock him like that early on? Flash knockout. And Rodríguez was able to bounce back. Sick fight, actually. Those were some fun ones, right? Irene Aldana in a bloodbath against dump truck Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont. How did she not get a stoppage I mean, they should have stopped that in between the second and third round. I can't believe they let her fight with that black hole opening up on her face. It had gravitational pull. I mean, her skin was separated like they didn't know each other. That was bizarre. I can't believe they let her fight. The stitching is insane. It's gross, honestly. We don't need to see all that. She's a very tough woman. You gotta respect the heart, but she is a walking punching bag, man. She needs to slip better, level change, feints. She didn't have that. She was a target all night for Norma Dumont. It was hard to watch. Norma Dumont just had to slam punches in there, pull her head back, and move her feet. Irene Aldana, very tough, but fuck, man, they could have stopped that fight. Didn't need to see that. Ignacio Bahamondes in a masterclass. I absolutely underestimated the hands of Ignacio Bahamondes, man. Ignacio Bahamondes' defensive boxing looked better than ever. His patience really came through for him. Manuel Torres tries to make shit happen sometimes. He tries to force stuff. He's lunging forward and got countered brilliantly by Ignacio Bahamondes. Ignacio Bahamondes' patience and UFC experience really worked for him. What a masterclass. I was so impressed by Ignacio Bahamondes. Training with Bilal Muhammad, so he's got the champ in his camp, and it must feel good because, he's out here performing at his best, man. Ignacio Bahamondes, nothing but up. Let's see some big fights for Ignacio now. Manuel Torres back to the drawing board, just exposing himself, man. Too aggressive, a little too green. Had moments. I mean, hit Ignacio Bahamondes with big shots, need him in the body hard. Like he's rough to be in there with, but Ignacio really showing that he's got new wrinkles in his game. His hands look better than ever. Nice pull two, nice counter two, slammed it in there twice to get the finish. Really beautiful work, man. That was a performance-worthy fight right there. Yazmin Uruguay fucking up against Ketlen Souza. How are you sitting there in the pocket for her? Ketlen Souza, brilliant job getting the finish. I decided not to bet on that fight. Lucky for me. At minus 500, it was unbettable anyway for Yazmin. I hope none of you did. That was a parlay buster if you did. I even stayed away from the over 2.5 on that one because pretty much a lot of these cards I've been betting over 2.5 with the ladies. Man, stayed away from it on this time. I'm glad I did. Ketlen Souza gets the biggest upset of the night. Joshua Van looked phenomenal against Edgar Cháirez. Edgar Cháirez is tough as shit. That's that Mexican heart, Mexican durability. Let's say it. I mean, the Mexican chin. Have some respect. But Van's the man. Van striking is vicious. He looked really good. Didn't look like he took it on short notice. All win-win for Joshua Van. He looked fucking fantastic. Early prelims, we had Chiwi. I don't know. I can't do that. Is that okay? I didn't do a good job with that, did I? Raul Rosas Jr., the Crimson Chin, taking out Aoriqileng. Aoriqileng was dangerous on the feet for Raul Rosas. Raul Rosas would miss big, and you could see Quileng wanted to find that counterpunch. His timing just wasn't quite there enough to find it. Takedowns were too easy for Chiwiwi, and Raul Rosas Jr. coasts again to another decision victory. He's 19 years old. I can't criticize him too much, but he's got some work to do on the boxing, the ability to be able to land and not get hit. He's leaving himself a little bit open. Raul Rosas Jr. is good, though. Listen, folks, I had fun breaking these down. What you guys got for me? Finch Merab did really well, best in the division. Not sure why you're against him. Him and Bilal, get the fuck out of here, TZ. First off, I've made oodles and oodles of money betting on Bilal Muhammad. Okay, so if you're thinking I'm a Bilal hater, you have not been watching. Okay, I bet on Bilal all the way up to that title fight. So get the fuck out of here. Finch, I need mod status. The man is still live. Yeah, I should get you mod status. What we got? We got some fuckers in here. We got some spammers in here. I don't see nothing. Finch, thoughts on you versus Merab in a BJJ match? I gas out about a light year before Merab does, man. Merab's a dog. I've met Merab. I've seen him at HB, UFC HB. He's a little guy, but I mean, incredible wrestler. Very, very impressive. Probably doesn't know the leg lock game like me, but what am I going to brag about that? Merab's very good at grappling. I'm sure Merab would do fine. I'm trying to drop my Contender Series link to close out the show. Oh, I see you. Go ahead and drop it. Check out MMA Experts with AJ DeVito. He's breaking down fucking everything. My guy AJ is going to have a picks video coming out at MMA Experts. Make sure to check the show out. I also was just on Moneyline if you want to see AJ and I go back and forth about these fist fights. They were fun, even though the co-main and the main events weren't the greatest. I mean, look at Dana putting the belt on Merab. You know, he had the sour face on. So, no, Merab deserves my criticism. But you know what? Merab won the fucking world title. And so you got to give him that, right? Him and Valentina did it. They might have, not put on the most exciting fights in UFC history. And they were kind of in the spotlight to do it. That's what I was hoping for. Maybe my hopes were too high. You know, my mom tries to tell me that. Like, I went to Europe last week. I was in Europe. And my mom's like, just have low expectations and then everything will be impressive. And I can't really say I've taken that advice. Things did blow me away there for sure. When you're standing in the Sistine Chapel and you're looking at Michelangelo's painting of heaven and hell, and then on the ceiling, God reaching out to the beginning of man, he's reaching out towards Adam's finger. I mean, those paintings were unbelievable. You want to talk about a masterpiece, a genius? Michelangelo was a sculptor. He made the David. He's a sculptor first. He's a genius. He has some great quotes too. Michelangelo quotes are tremendous. I'm trying to remember the one about seeing the angel. He's saying, I could see the angel in the marble and I just set him free. He's talking about sculpting. He's brilliant. That was so impressive. The Colosseum was incredible. So lots of, I keep my expectations high sometimes. My expectations were high for UFC Sphere, and I thought O'Malley was flat, and I thought Merab fucked around. So I'm a little bit pissed. Is that okay? Is that all right with you folks? Are you upset? Do I need to give Merab his flowers? He does have a gold belt and $1 million. Is that enough for Merab? How about this? Merab's a nice fucking guy. All right. There's a video I've got of Merab. I saw him at the gym, so I did a quick cell phone video of him calling out Henry Cejudo on my Instagram. All right. Merab is the man. I am pro Merab. I'm anti kissing Sean O'Malley during the title fight. Is that all right? It's peace and love, everybody. Thank you guys for coming through. I'll be back next week with the picks. I will drop my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Paris. Parlez-vous français? They just missed me, okay? They just missed me. I was just there in Paris. Of course, they just missed me. That's all right. Pretty good card. The Imavov fight's good. Every fight's good on that card. There's a lot of fun ones. I'll be definitely doing my homework, giving you guys my breakdowns, my picks for that card. Until next time, I'll see you for it. Peace and love.